Hi everyone. Well, another day, another hotel room, and it's raining and cold because it's not Vegas, and I wouldn't have even been landed yet. I would have still been up in the air, but I'm not. Why is that? Because we got all the way there. We stayed in the hotel last night, Little Italy, and then we got to the terminal to check in, and they said, oh, this is the one that's been cancelled. So I said, what? They said, oh, yeah, it's been cancelled. We don't have any more flights either for today. If you give your airline a ring or give them a ring, they may be able to put you on another flight in another airport. And I said, well, we've got our car park, or it's already done. They've got the car, and you know, I don't understand how you can just cancel it. Why is it cancelled? So they said all they ever say to us is technical reasons. So in a way, you know, if there was a chance of plummeting to the ground rather fast, I'm glad they cancelled it, but you know, there's no other, unfortunately. So after getting cut off on the phone a few times, trying to get through to the right departments and trying to make sense of the situation, I finally got hold of the tour operator. But the thing was, it was booked through Hayes, but it's a TUI holiday. TUI was next door to Hayes. If I'd gone in there, I probably would have got a discount as well, but never mind, through Gary's work. Anyway, beside the point, they said, oh, they should have notified you that it was cancelled, but we didn't get any notification at all that it was cancelled. It's just, that was it. Is this tracking me? I mean, see, I've got this green sort of halo around me. I don't understand why. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, got this really nice girl in the end called Denny, and I made her promise that if we got cut off, she would call me back. And she did. So that was good. You know, she did call me back. Because you know what it's like? You got to go through the whole thing again, explain it all to somebody else. And oh, so yeah, what a palaver. Here we are in the UK in a Holiday Inn paid for by British Airways or TUI. I think it's British Airways that are paying for it, to be honest with you, but they're only paying for bed and breakfast, so there's going to be a claim obviously for days lost. Unfortunately, it also meant that we had to cancel excursions, one of which we can't get the money back, so that will have to be claimed for on holiday insurance. One of them does allow you to cancel as long as it's within 24 hours, and it was, so we rebooked it for another day. Another one we had to cancel, so yeah, lots of cancelling, and 3 days of this, and there's nothing here. There's nothing. It's a nice hotel, don't get me wrong, it's Holiday Inn, it's not horrible, but there's nothing here. It's just the outskirts of a airport, and you know, so we could get takeaways delivered, and I've managed to hook my phone up to the TV, so we could, if we want to, we can watch Disney Plus, and the channels that are on Freeview. But the last hotel didn't even have that, so we were quite lucky that we've got that. We've got good air conditioning in this one. The other one didn't work. Hardly any of the plug sockets worked in the other one. But so yeah, we're in a better situation hotel wise than we were yesterday. But something's going on with this. It's kind of not moving, but I'm tracking, which is weird. I don't quite know what's going on. It doesn't usually do this. So I'm hoping that you see this as it should be, not kind of moving about. Maybe it's just auto-focusing. I have no idea. Not seen this setting before. Anyway, yeah, so we're stuck here for 3 days. They've managed to get us on another flight to Vegas on the 11th. The people that we were the first ones there, and the next stop that turned up were a lady in one of those invalid carriages like Madge has in Benidorm, you know, one of those shoppers, and her husband, and they were flying to Vegas and then flying from there to Phoenix Oh, no, from there, I think it was there to the Arizona and then to Phoenix, and then they were going somewhere else. Then they were ending up in Washington. So they were a whistle-stop tour, which I would have thought would have been a nightmare in one of those Magmobiles, you know. If I was in her seat, I wouldn't want to be doing all that flying and all that on and off of planes. I think I'd just want to go somewhere and stay there and, you know, not have all that kerfuffle. But yeah, he was being really rude to them on the phone, so I don't think he was getting as far as we were because I was being really polite. You know, I was seriously being very, very accommodating and polite, and we took it all in our stride, basically. We didn't scream and shout, and yeah, we didn't get upset. We was like, you're joking, you know. Oh, so yeah, I blame Gary. I do, because you remember some time ago, he went to Euro Disney with his daughter and granddaughters because she split up with her then partner. She had a spare ticket. And I said, well, I know Gary would love to go. So he went. And I can remember getting this sort of call or text saying, we can't get into the park. They've cancelled the ticket. That was British Airways. So maybe, you know, me saying, oh, good, it's a British Airways flight wasn't such a good thing after all. Or maybe Gary's just jinxed. So anyway, I'm saving all my receipts in this envelope so that we can claim it all back, hopefully. But, you know, we've got 3 days less of our holiday, which isn't great. But at the end of the day, next time I go on holiday, I'm going to go on a boat. I've had my fill of flying. I don't like flying at the best of times. So now we're going to end up with another flight from somewhere else. You know, what do I trust them now? I don't know. But, you know, the other thing, right, on the tickets, I'm sorry, I'm leaning on my own hair, hang on. On the tickets, it said McCarran Airport, which is where we went last time we went to Vegas. And it's quite local, you know, you could actually see it, you know, from the Luxor where we were. Couldn't hear it, but you could see it. This one's Harry something or other, like Reid? Harry Reid, don't know who he was. Probably a president or something, I don't know. But that's in a place called Paradise in Nevada somewhere, like 7 odd miles away or something. And I thought, well, you know, I wasn't prepared for that because the ticket said McCarran. And yet when you go online at Manage My Booking, it says Harry Reid. And then the new ones they've given us say exactly the same thing, even though the tickets we printed out said McCarran. So I'm confused. Anyway, when I did ring the tour operator afterwards, after it was all sorted out, and let her know. And I said, look, the only reason I'm ringing you really is because I don't have a ticket. You know, she's done all of this. We've got the hotel, we've got the rebooked flight, and I can go on and manage my booking and everything else, but I haven't got a ticket. So when I do turn up here on the 11th, I haven't got a ticket to show to get my boarding passes and everything. So she said, I'll ring the tour operator. And they said, oh, ticket office is closed today. So I thought, oh, that's probably why for a start. But she said, oh, I'll ring you tomorrow. So I need to sort of remember to ask her why I'm showing 2 different airports. Because, you know, I've never heard of Harry Reid's airport. I mean, obviously people must land there all the time. But, you know, it's what a palaver. Seriously. So I should be somewhere approaching the USA by now, or at midway, thinking about my first shopping trip. All right, what I'm going to do. And here we are. So we had to cancel a couple of Cirque du Soleil and a trip to LA, but we can rebook the LA because that was a refundable one. In fact, we have rebooked it. But, yeah, the Cirque's a bit of a pain. But the other day, while I was searching, I did come across one thing that I have booked, and we still can go as long as we land when we should land on when we do actually land. I'm sure I can still go. And that is Donny Osmond. I know, when I was about 8 years old, 9 years old, Donny Osmond was at the Palladium, and from that moment on, I was a sobbing, simpering mess that was madly in love. One of those, you know, hordes of females that were besotted and crying at his every turn of phrase. And that was me. But I was too young to go to any gigs then. I might have told you this already, I don't know. I was way too young to gig. And by the time I was old enough to gig, I didn't really want to go anymore. And plus, I don't think he was actually doing any over here by then, because his career had tanked a bit in those lean years when, you know, they fell out of favour. So yeah, but now he's kind of like, oh, you know, I'm going to go and see him at Harrods. Yeah. So as long as, yeah, you know, we land in time, I'll be doing that. Gary's like, couldn't have to cancel that one. Unfortunately, we didn't have to cancel that one. So I did take some yarn with me to do this on the plane. I didn't tell you, did I? I think I might have done the saga of the plane. We were sitting together, but he got cancelled anyway. So I'm hoping that we'll still be able to sit together on this one, because it's a bit short notice of allocations. But I started making this, and I thought I'd make a square, but I wanted to make a really nice one. And I like this. It reminds me of flames, the way it licks into the second one. Now, I know I've got tutorials for this sort of square already, but I decided to go lilac and deep, deep purple. That is a very deep purple. I don't think it's going to come up that great. I'm going to edge them with white. Although I could just edge them with a deep purple. It might be really cool, actually. Yeah, it might, just to edge them with that. And so whether I've got enough yarn for that, I'm not sure. I've got two 100 gram skeins of the deep purple and 3 or 4 of this lavender. They're 2 different yarns. This one here is the Women's Institute yarn, soft and cuddly. Very, very nice. And this one is a Wendy Supreme that I got. These are all things that I managed to get from Yarn Quest. But look how that, just when I look at that, it kind of just reminds me of flames kind of licking in. It's kind of cool. I like it. I think it looks great in these colours. Really, really like it. So that's what I've been doing. And I thought, I've got to stay in this hotel with nothing around. Well, we've got obviously a restaurant downstairs and a bar. But, you know, who wants to spend their holiday money in the Holiday Inn in blessed Gatwick? It's just, you know, a bit naff. So what we're doing, there is a shuttle bus that will take us back to the terminal, and it is quite a cheap bus. I already bought a return, but we could use it as a bus each day. And if we wanted to get to the terminal, we could then get a train to London. Although I don't really want to do that. But there's also buses that we can go into the nearest town, maybe go to the cinema or something. So we'll have to see. I know Gary wants to do something, but, you know, at the moment it all just seems like a massive kerfuffle. And I've left my tea over there. Well, hopefully by the time I finish babbling away in this particular corner, it'll be nice. So yeah. Hotel Holiday Inn. Can't believe it. Just so typical, isn't it, really? Just typical. It is. So I'm still in 2 minds about edging this in the white. I know it will look okay. It will snowy edge. But I'm really liking these 2 colours together. They're really snazzy. I could just do a small border around, but then I would need more. I would need more squares to do it. So yeah, it would be a Boggy Creek blanket when I eventually get it finished. Can't believe that I'm still in the UK. You know, there's this program on TV called Airport, and you watch it, and it's usually Luton Airport, and you see all these passengers, and they kind of narrate it. It's like saying, "This Lorraine is unable to board because she is drunk, you know, and things like that. And then they'll go and do the story of Lorraine, and then it's Victor has lost his passport, you know, and then there'll be a bit about Victor without the passport. So can you imagine, we'd be like, Gary and Tracy have had their flights cancelled. Actually, I'm sure it used to be, did it not used to be, oh, what's his name? Oh, Alan Carr, didn't he used to be on that? I think he did, didn't he? I can't remember, you'll have to tell me. And that would have been outrageous. I'm sure it was him. It's not him, it's someone like him anyway. Somebody equally as flamboyant. I'm not sure, but you can imagine. Oh, what a nightmare. It was a nightmare, because at first I was calling and calling. Every time I got in touch with anybody, I'd get cut off. And it would be, the first one was going to help me. She took my booking number, she was going to help me. The second one said, oh no, it's closed, you'll have to call back. And I went, funny enough, the person before you took my number and was going to help me, so something must be able to be done. I'll put you through, I'll put you back through, just do option one. I went, okay. Option one, lo and behold, I've got this really helpful girl who I made promise to call me back. And she did. She called me back a couple of times. You know, honestly. So we're stuck here with nothing to do and absolutely nothing to see. Now, there is rolling hills in the distance. They were sunny earlier. Then we had torrential, and I mean absolutely torrential rain. It was lovely because fifth floor, we were looking down on it, and it was bouncing on the floor, and we've got this gigantic lake puddle outside, like Lake Windermere outside now. And then I couldn't get the aircon to work, and I was sweating, and I was getting really cranky because we've got this, you can probably see the bed. And I thought it was going to be really hot tonight. And Gary said, you just didn't press this button. Yeah, I'm the technical one. But I'd set it all up, but I didn't realise you had to press another button. Well, who knew that? I mean, I'll put it on. When I do mine at home, it's just on. Anyway, then he couldn't get the TV to do the mirroring thing. But I sorted that out. Anyway, he's in the ballot for Oasis tickets, so there's that. I didn't get an invite. And Michael didn't get an invite, but Eleonora got one, and so did Gary. So go figure. That we were all four of us were in the queue, but those two managed to get the ballot, so that's good. At least we have two chances of getting those. So I'm getting hot again now. I wonder if Gary turned that off before he got in the bath. It wouldn't surprise me, because he ended up getting under the duvet. First of all, he said, is there a blanket? You know, like he does this at home. I put the aircon on and he goes, I'm going to go and get a sweater. So he goes off and he goes and gets himself a jumper, and then he'll come back with a blanket, and it's, you know, it's freezing. And it's not freezing, it's lovely. But anyway, I bet you're surprised to see me here this morning talking to you without beautiful sunshine, glorious scenery, and lots of fun. We could have gone home, you know, I could have got my car back. We could have gone home for 3 nights and then come back. But you know what? That is just another mission in itself. So much would have had to have been rebooked. I'm really beginning to wish I'd brought more yarn with me than this. But obviously, cases and weighing and everything else. So that's my tale, guys. That's my little saga. I will probably give you 3 more days of this. 3 days, that's the thing. Oh well, at least we got a nice hotel, nice food apparently, but we do have to pay for the evening meals, which I will try my best to claim back, because you know we shouldn't have to be doing it. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to go and carry on with my squares and check out that air conditioning that seems to have gone off. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Anyway, loads of videos that I filmed while I was away, but not, are going to pop up throughout this period anyway, so mostly all I have to do is the chats and any that pop to mind. So guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.